Hello, you guys. Hello, 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 hello. How's everybody doing? Welcome to the live. um, make sure everything is okay. Everybody that's in the live, thumbs up if you can hear me good. Let me know if you can hear me good. You guys got to let me know if you can hear me good. Let me go to the live because I can't see who's in here. Hey, everybody. Hello. Much love from Toronto. Hey, hey, hi. You guys can hear me, right? Can you guys hear me? I hope you guys can hear me. Okay, everything's good. So as you guys all know, today I will be interviewing the ex-nanny of Thot. If you don't know who Thot is Dusty Dan's mistress. And she was the one that actually reached out to me and told me about her husband, Billy Lerner. She was the reason that I found out that she even had an ex-husband or anything, because she came in my comment section and told me his name. And she just told me that she used to nanny for them. So I reached out to her recently because, you know, as Dusty Dan and Thot are doing this press tour, they're trying to make themselves seem like, you know, they're the best caretakers in the world and it's a team effort. And she's going to be giving you guys the real on how Thot actually is and how she was as a nanny. And she told me some very disturbing things about how she treated the Black nannies. So I want to share that with you guys today. And she will be on the live. But before we do that, okay, you already know I gotta support Black-owned businesses. So while you're in the feed, please make sure you go and please support Black Currency Unmasked. Go pick up your melanated gear. Go to ashkickin.com. They got incense candles, you know, hair moisturizer, de-ashers. Make sure you go to CarMarshal. Just go to CarMarshal. Go click on the site. Go check it out. And please make sure that you go and support X Moisture. Okay, get your skin all the way together. All right. So without further ado, okay, let's get back into the live, and I will bring Anika, which is her name. I'm gonna bring her into the live. So hey Anika, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, so we're on the live. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
So, like I was telling the viewers that I made the video about the Dusty Dan, which is Dan Gasby, the husband of B.Smith. And I remember your comment was in my comment section where you told me the name of the name of his wife. And so you were telling me that that she was pretty much like a horrific person and that she was married to some guy named Billy. So can you tell me more about that, please?
That was probably in like 2001, 2002. And what was the question exactly? I'm sorry. Can you?
So like how long, I guess, did you work for them? Like how did you come in contact with them?
Okay, so my mom was their original nanny, and she she got tired of the job. She got tired of Alex treating her badly, and I needed a job, and she was like, I think you're younger and more able, you know, to kind of deal with the job, because Alex worked her workers, her nannies, and her housekeepers like horses. And I was like, yeah, okay, great, you know. And that's how I got into the job with her, through my mom.
Okay, people just wanted for those, I guess the sound got cut out. You guys were saying what did I ask her? She basically said that she met Alex in 2000 or 2001 is what you said?
Yeah, like 2002, 2001, 2002. And my mom was her first nanny. And then, you know, my mom is like older, and you know, she couldn't handle, you know, the job, because Alex worked us, like, she worked her nannies and her housekeepers like animals. So, but on the other hand, Billy she treated my mom well. So she said, since you are younger, maybe, you'd be able to, to do the job better than me, and and whatever. So she introduced me to her, and that's how I started with her, being a nanny for her 3 kids at the time.
So you're a nanny for the 3 kids. So I guess like when you started working there, was she like initially, like how was she towards you, like when you first started working there?
When I met her, she was pretty tough. I mean, from jump, she made you know that like you are coming here to work. She didn't trust anyone, so she was like always behind you. She'd like watch you, and she would just like okay, for example, she had like plastic Chinese food containers, and if she was like missing one, if we like happened to use one and like throw it away, or we took one home, she counted these, and if she missed one, like we would hear about it for days. Like, I am missing one of my containers, and how dare you guys take it? And we're like, okay. So yeah, she was just like from jump, like not the best.
So like little petty stuff like that, she would flip out, and like when she had her items missing, how would she act? Would she kind of like nicely tell you guys like, hey, where's it at? Or
no,
everybody would?
Alex was never. See, this is why this whole story has me like so shocked about her being this whole like caregiver thing, because Alex was never nice. She was, the only reason people stayed longer or even went into the job was because of her husband, Billy. It was like yin and yang. Like, he was nice and he would be, respectful, but Alex was just not a nice person. So I'm so shocked to hear that she's like a caregiver of someone, because she never treated any of us with respect. Like, we were the help, and she made us she made it known we were the help, and like that was it. She just wasn't like a nice person.
Dang. So would you say that her behavior towards like because you guys were like Black nannies, right?
She had a few Spanish nannies, and so it was me and another nanny. The other nanny was from Africa, and I remember one specific day. 2 days actually. The first day, the nanny had forgotten to pack something. They were traveling, and she berated her. And the nanny had actually threatened to quit, but she had also borrowed money from Alex, and Alex had her passport, so she couldn't quit. And Alex made it known and told her, screamed at her, how dare you even think about leaving? I have your passport. You have to pay me back. You can't leave. And the nanny bawled her eyes out and had to stay in the job until she paid her back. And then as soon as she paid her back, she was gone. She did not stay around for even a second longer than she,
So she held on to her passport, which was preventing her from leaving. That's kind of like false imprisonment in a way.
Yeah.
So you would pretty much say that she was abusive to you guys, like verbally?
She was verbally. I've never seen her being like physically abusive to anyone, but verbally she was. I mean, I tended to go speak to like the husband if she tried to be, because he actually loved my mom, so that kind of gave me like a little bit of leverage in the house. But the other nannies that didn't speak English well and stuff like that, she treated them just horribly. Yeah, so
oh my god. So like when you say horribly, how like bad was it? Just like she would cuss them out?
Yeah, it was just like anything that they did, even if you were like 5 minutes late, it was like a scream out. If and also like she had her kids treat us badly. Like the kids would tell us like, we pay you, so you need to do this, or you need to do that, or it was just like all verbal. Like, I didn't see her. She would do things like, so it was a 5-story walk-up townhouse, and in the townhouse it had an it had an elevator, and we were not allowed. So she had a housekeeper maybe like 2-3 times a week.
Mm-hmm.
And so the nanny had to clean the house for the rest of the days, you know, that the housekeepers didn't come in. And that was like 2000, 2001. And these vacuums were huge back then. And she would not allow you to go in the elevator to take this vacuum upstairs. I mean, 5 floors, like 2 flights of stairs for each floor. She was like, nope, lift the vacuum up the steps, up and back down. Like, do not go in my elevator. You know what I mean?
What?
Yeah,
wait a minute.
yeah.
Hold on. Let me understand. You guys, because you know, back in we had heavy everything. You know, cell phones were hecka blocky, the vacuums, and she made you carry by hand up some 5 flights of stairs, a heavy vacuum.
Even if she had to travel and she had us like pack, and they would have, I mean, you know, it's a family of 5, and if you were traveling with them, then it's, you know, it would be your suitcase included. The nanny would have to take the suitcases down to the, you know, to just like, you know, take it down the stairs, 2 flights of stairs, you know. So yeah, it was not nice in that house, but I bared it because I was a single mom. I had my son, and I needed, you know, the money. And I'm from Jamaica, and it was my first job, and I didn't know any better, you know. So I just had to.
So it sounds like a lot of you guys that worked for her though, like came from different. It seemed like she mainly wanted nannies that needed you, like you know what I mean, like that really needed her because of you guys' like citizenship status. So she couldn't take advantage of like domestic nannies. She could do it to you guys. Got it.
Exactly.
And just the way that it sounds to me is like, you know, back during slavery where the master's wife would mistreat the slaves and then they'd have the kids abuse them and stuff.
Listen, I had a friend that was a housekeeper because, listen, while I was there, the amount of nannies and housekeepers that left and like new ones came in, like you wouldn't believe. And the only reason I stayed there longer, like I said, because the husband liked me because of my mom. So he was kind of like there for me, you know, a little bit. So I've seen them come and go. So I put a friend of mine into the job as a housekeeper, and I mean, she ended up leaving the job too. And I mean, years after, we would talk about Alex, like, this lady is a slave driver. Like, do you remember when she did this and when she did? And I mean, I wish you could get in touch with other people, because I know I would not be the only one to tell you, like, this lady, like, should have been like back in like slavery days. She would have been, yeah, she should have been real comfortable back then.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So would you say like her behavior towards you guys, was she kind of like one of those undercover racists to you guys, or do you just feel like, how do you feel about it?
I don't know about her being racist. I honestly don't want to say that, but I've never seen her with any black friends. Honestly, I've never seen her with any black friends. I've only seen her with like the help, like a driver being black, or the workers, and she never treated us nice. Like she didn't provide food for us, number one. And she never offered, like, say, if you guys want anything, you know, go ahead and eat anything in the house. No. The only way we would get offered food is if she had like a party or a get together, and then after everyone's dug into whatever they've dug into and ate whatever they've eaten, she would be like, okay, go ahead and have, you know, whatever's left. And I'd be like, lady, you are out of your mind. Like, I'm not a dog. Like, no, thank you. No.
So she fed you guys the scraps.
Yeah, exactly.
That people had already ate off of. You guys had to eat that.
I remember one day, like, she baked a chicken, and her chicken, this is the funniest thing, like, her chicken would be, like, it would be the rawest thing you would see, and, like, ew, like, not cooked. And her family would eat, and it'd be down to the bone, and she'd be like, okay, go ahead and clean up and whatever, and, you know, you can have, you know, whatever is left. I was like, lady, if you listen, if I didn't need this money right now, I would, because, yeah, man, like,
that's not good, you know? And so like when I think about it, basically she had these nannies to take care of the kids. Did she take care of, I guess, her kids at all? Were you guys mainly in charge?
We were. The nannies were, Alex had a nanny for every second of every day. I was the daytime nanny when I left because I was a live out. She had a nighttime nanny and she had a weekend nanny. I mean, basically she would say good morning to her kids. She'd maybe say good night, but not there wasn't anything else that she did.
Oh my God, Lord Jesus.
Yeah, so I'm thinking caregiver of who? Of really? Like, listen, when I saw, and your video was the first video I saw about this whole story with her, and I called my mom like in a frenzy, like, Mom, what? Alex Lerner? Like, I'm so surprised that I'm still a nanny, but she made me so tough. Like, after that job, I went into every other job so much tougher because I was like, I know, like, people are not supposed to treat people this way. I know I'm not supposed to be treated this way. And I would go on like play dates and stuff, and I'd see other moms treat their nannies so much better, and I'm like, oh, yeah, like, this is not, she's not right. Like, this is the funniest thing. She had 2 pairs of underwear that she would wear on rotation. So every other day, she would want the nanny or the housekeeper to hand wash those panties. And my friend, the housekeeper, and I talked about that for years. Like, you remember she had us wash those panties like every day, like hand wash.
Okay, hold on, wait a minute. Let me not be graphic here, but we're gonna get a little graphic. Even if they had, blood remnants.
Yes.
Oh
And
my God.
Her oldest daughter at the time was maybe 11 or 12 at the time, and she had just started her period, and her daughter would leave her, I'm so sorry to be graphic, but her daughter would leave her underwear with whatever's on it, blood, whatever, in the middle of her room on the floor, because she knew that, her mom would tell her, this is what I have these people here for. You don't have to do a thing. Just leave your stuff and go about your business. And yes, so yeah.
I could just imagine y'all's poor noses to have to smell Trichothot's nasty secretions. That is horrible. And if you guys said, no, I don't want to do that, or if you could you guys try to sneak off?
Did. No, Paris, we never did. We all needed the money. We all needed it. I mean, among ourselves or after we got off with our friends or whatever, we would complain. But until we could properly leave the job, we never complained about it to her. Like, we never tried that because she would have been, like I said, I've seen many nannies come and go. Mm-hmm. So I was a single mom. I needed the money. I never objected to it. I just did it, but it just wasn't easy,
So when you see her now where she's on TV talking about, she's helping with B, do you feel like she's competent to take care of? Because my thing is if she had you guys caring for her kids and they're trying to say, B's like a child, she's like a toddler. How is this woman who couldn't even care for her own kids taking care of this woman who has this disease?
Not that she couldn't care for her kids. She didn't want to. She had money. She had helpers. She had housekeepers, she had nannies. She didn't need to, but just Alex wasn't a nice person, though. It wasn't like she was a nice person for me to say she's nice enough that she would do this. She just wasn't, apart from being an absent mom or just a Manhattan wealthy mom who just didn't have to. She just wasn't a nice person. Mm. So I was just absolutely floored to hear that she was caring for someone
Yeah, and it's come out that she's been B.Smith has a friend, and he stated that she's been hitting B.Smith's husband and has been hitting B.Smith herself. So that's why I was kind of concerned, like the way she treated you guys. Having you guys walk up them 5 flights of stairs and making her wash that yeast infected, bloody, nasty, stinking underwear. That sounds rough, and I'm really shocked that you didn't quit. But like you said, you guys really needed the money, and I think that she exploited you guys' abilities. You guys didn't really have much,
Yeah.
And so, like, when she would do this in front of her husband, like, would he apologize to you guys?
No. Actually, he would never be there. He owned car garages in the city. He worked a lot, so he would be out of the house. So she was in charge of all the nannies and the housekeepers and the paying us, and so he was never. But if you went to him and complained about something, he would deal with it there. Like Alex, like no, this is wrong. What are you doing? I remember one day in particular. Not a day per se, but I had went to Colorado with them for 2 weeks. And mind you, if you've ever been to Colorado, girl, in the middle of winter, we look like raisins in the snow. So I'm there, I'm freezing my butt off. I had it was actually just the 2 kids with us, and I had the 2 kids in my hotel room. They were sick for the whole time. I mean, I didn't sleep a wink for the 2 weeks, but girl, I was counting my money because I knew I was going home to my son with all this money, and I'd be able to give him a wonderful Christmas. And I grinned and I bared it, and I came back into the city with her. And I, at the time, lived 5 minutes from the airport, and we were driving back, and I said, "Oh, there's my house," and she goes, "Oh, great," and drove me back past my house, drove me into the city with them so I could take the bags out of the car into the house. Yeah, after me working 2 full weeks with 2 sick kids, she drove by my house, and she's like, "Okay," and I had to go all the way back to their house, take the bags out the car, and she goes, "Okay, meet me at the restaurant after you take all the bags out." And I said, "Okay." Still counting my money, I'm still on the clock. Yippee, okay. I'm still grinning and bearing. And I take the bags out, and I put all the bags in the house, and I close the house up, and I go to the restaurant where she's eating, and she's happy, and she didn't offer me. She didn't say, "Would you like to sit with us and eat with us?" No, she just handed me an envelope with my money, and I said, "Okay, thank you." I didn't need to count it because I've been counting it all 2 weeks in my head. I know how much I'm supposed to get, right? Mm-hmm. I get home and I count my money, and it's $500 short. And I said, "I'm not spending this money. I'm taking it back to her on Monday because it's short." So I sealed it back, and I went back to work, and I said, "Alex, I don't know what's going on or what I did wrong, but this is $500 short." She goes, "Yes, I know. You didn't cook or clean for the 2 weeks we were there." And I said, "We were in a hotel. What are you talking about? I took care of your sick kids for 2 weeks." And she said, "Yes, but you didn't do anything." I'm like, "Okay." So I waited for Mr. Lerner to come home, and I said, "Billy, I don't know what I did wrong. I thought I did an excellent job." He said, "Of course, you did a wonderful job. The kids were sick. You took care of them. I mean, what are you talking about?" And I said, "Well, I got paid, but it was $500 short." And he said, "What are you talking about?" And I said, "It was $500 short." And he said, "Alex," he screamed, and he said, "Alex, come down here." And she was with him. She was very timid. She was like, yes, what's going on?" And he said to her, "How much money did I give you to give Anika?" And it ended up being he had actually given her $500 more than what I was supposed to get, and she had taken out $1,000 out of the money, and he made her give it back to me, just to show you the reason why I stayed, because he really he was, but Alex, and she knew I was a single mom. She knew I'd never seen snow before in my entire life, and I went to Colorado for 2 weeks and froze my ass off for this money. And she took, $1,000 to her at the time was nothing. And she was willing to take that.
Oh my!
Yeah, she was willing to take that out of my child's mouth. Things like I tell you, I just cannot believe
And honestly, I feel like if she could get you guys to work for free, she would have done that.
Oh my God, she would have. Oh my God.
So, like, what was your breaking point that made you quit, like, working there? Did you just get sick of the antics?
Yeah, I mean, I should have been quit since that one, since the day she asked me to wash them panties, I should have quit. but working in the neighborhood, I met other people and I met other nannies, and like other families knew and heard about Alex. And this one mom, she was like, Anika, whenever you're ready, let me know and I'll find you. And I was like, what? Like, I'm able to find another job? Like, are you, because that job was through my mom. So I didn't know that I could find another job, you know, not having my papers, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, so she was like, no, like, whenever you're ready, whatever. And I'm like, what? Oh, get it done. Get it done, please. Get me out of here. Like, yeah, so I hightailed it out of there as soon as I was able to, you know, so.
And you know what? I see some videos on YouTube where they show, like, you know, Nanny stealing, but, you know, I feel like in her case, if you guys had to steal from her, she was stealing from y'all. So, hey, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. But to know that this woman is like married, I think her husband was like a multi-millionaire. He might have been almost a billionaire. Okay. And to know that he's giving her money to pay you guys and she's pocketing it, and then you guys can't eat, and then you're washing this nasty infected underwear that got bacterial whatever type of gnosis on it, and you guys have to do all of these things, and then to turn around and she steals from you.
Friend, I'm so sorry to cut you. My friend, who's a housekeeper, she in a drawer in the bathroom there was like $100 bill, and for the 3 years my friend worked there, you know, I would obviously tell her, like, girl, they don't remember it's in there. Like, take it out. She's like, nope, I'm not going to prison for $100 for Alex. Like, we were so terrified of her. Like, we never tried to do it. We just wanted to work and get our money and get out. Like, Friday for me was like Christmas. Like, let me just get home for them 2 days, and having to come back on Monday, it was like, oh my God. So yeah, it was unbearable. It was unbearable. It made me tough, and I've never experienced anything like that since. And I just cannot believe that she is, from the goodness of her heart. I don't know about, like, behind closed doors. I just don't believe this sweet. I can't. I mean, knowing who I know and having met her and having worked for her, having, like, be around her and know that, like, this woman never offered me a meal. She's never offered me a full. She's never said to me, Anika, can I, you know, listen, I'm gonna, like, buy some juice from the, you know, from the store. You know, would you like? She's never offered me a bottle of water. So how is she caring for this woman?
Oh my goodness gracious. And is that standard, I guess, for nannies, for, because I don't know anything about that industry. And so that's like standard for the host of the house or your clients, I guess, for them to offer, like, the nannies like little snacks or whatever. I'm sure not rummaging through their stuff, but to just the courtesy, you know what I mean?
Yep. Yeah, like, I mean, everywhere else since I was offered, I've been taken to, and I mean, through this job, I've tried new things. I'm treated like a part of the family. Like, all the grandparents love me, and, you know, like, I don't feel like it's a job anymore. But I mean, with Alex, it wasn't even a job. It was like slavery, like you said. You know, it's just, you walked in that house with a heavy heart. Like, if you were late, and like, I don't run a day in my life, but if I'm getting off the train and I see, like, shit, I'm 2 minutes late, literally, I'm running, like, sprinting to get to work.
Oh my God.
Like, as soon as you walk in the house, she's like, do this, and you're late, and like, yeah, okay, well, come on, yeah, I'm getting paid, so.
So, like, you know, in the news, they were talking about her husband having some sort of affair with a model, and there were allegations of herpes. Was y'all going in them pill bottles and in the cabinets to see, you know, any medication, or were y'all not in charge of that?
No, I never actually. It was like after I worked for them, I actually heard all those things. So no, I didn't. They were like, I don't know. They were very open people. Like, I've seen both Alex and her husband naked. They would just walk around in front of the nannies and the housekeepers.
Naked?
Yeah, they would call you in the room and ask you to do something, and they'd be like, "Go naked." They had a holiday house in the Hamptons. They would go in the Hamptons, and they would have their friends over, and them and their friends in the pool, like after hours, naked. So I mean, I don't like, so they do what they do, but I didn't care about any of that. I just wanted to get my money and get out, and so.
Wow. Well, I'm really sorry you had to go through this. I'm glad that you did come on this platform to speak out, because I feel like other Black women who are nannies should know from your example, like, now that you've changed and you've grown into an even more like stern nanny where you will never tolerate that again. But also, just so people could understand that this facade that she's going on, where she's trying to act like she's so loving and nurturing, that's really not who she is.
That's really not who she is. And I'm really like asking anyone else who had worked for Alex that's not scared to talk, and that now has their papers, and is just like, like really hurt from being treated badly by her, like, will come out and like talk about this, because this lady she's like, she's not nice, and it's all an act, in my opinion.
Wow, I agree. I could see it from, simply just her demeanor, reading up on who she's been with, who she's dealt with. I could tell that this is all an act, and especially the way that she treated you guys. You guys worked your freaking behinds off to ensure that that household ran efficiently, and for her to do that. And she kind of strikes me as some of those people that try to threaten deportation. Right? Huh? Mm-hmm. What were you saying?
Yeah, we took good care of her kids. Like, even though she was a tyrant, like, we took care of the kids. We never abused them. We weren't ever mean, and the kids were mean to us because they knew from their mom that we were being paid, and they didn't need to be nice to us. So we were treated like shit by the kids and her. So
did the kids hit you guys, or they just said things?
They never hit me, girl. They never hit me. No, that would have been it. No. There was no physical to me. I don't know about anyone else. I can't speak for anyone else, but for me, she was never physical. Like, she did things to me that she knew, I guess, I would do and like not complain or whatever. But she was never physical to me. But I've heard her be verbal and have and have nannies cry and stuff, but physical, I've never seen that.
You said the nannies were crying?
Yeah, like, I've heard her like verbally scream at nannies and say things and have them bawl their eyes out. Yeah. Alex is not a nice. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. See, I wouldn't wish that on anybody. And again, I thank you so much for doing this here, because people need to know how she actually is. And I don't want to take up any more of your time. I thank you for coming on here and sharing your story.
Oh, thanks for having me. I mean, I had to leave a comment under your story, girl. I was like, wait, no, that's not Alex Lerner.
Yeah.
So I have no problem talking about it. But thanks so much for having me.
Thank you, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.
You too. Thanks. Bye.
Bye. Ciao! What on y'all? First of all, shout out to everybody that has been supporting the platform. Shout out to Chronicle Speaks. Shout out to Star Report. I was like, I don't know, starstruck when I found out that Star gave me a shout out. Shout out to him. Legendary radio host, like all different types of celebrity connections. Thank you so much. I salute you and I see what you do. What the fudge? Thank you so much, Tia and Tom. I appreciate everybody that's donated. Okay. What are you guys' thoughts about the situation? I just can't believe that she had them washing underwear. And this is the nasty part. She only wore 2 pairs for the week. So 2 pairs for 7 days. And that means that throughout the duration of that week, you was walking around with dirty underwear. But this is what some of these men like Dan, Dusty Dan, no eyebrows having Dusty Dan likes. They like these yeast infected trichothots. They like these bacterial, unpH balanced trichothots. They like these potentially herpes having trichothots. That's what Dusty Dan likes. And to know, see, I don't think the maid, the nanny, excuse me, not the maid, she's not a maid, she's a nanny. I think some maids do nanny work, and I think also some nannies might do light housework, but you know, don't confuse the two. To know that she had to endure that, for her to have basically $1,000 stolen from her, to have the kids talking to her all types of crazy, and then they're eating the food. I'm literally telling you, this was like a plantation ring, because if you guys don't know, like during slavery, this is exactly what the master and his mistress, I think the wife was the name of, I think that's the name, was the wife named the mistress? Y'all tell me if I'm wrong. But that's what they used to do. When the slaves would be in the house working, and after they ate and stuff, they would just say, hey, you could eat the scraps now. It'd be bones and food that's already eaten off. They're like, hey, you could eat this. Or what they would do is if they didn't do something right, or they were a little bit late, or if they worked overtime, they asked for their money, they would go freaking ballistic. So I think that this woman, she says she's Jamaican, and I don't think she's able to, you know, decipher covert racism, but that's basically what they were experiencing, being these maids under the, you know, the Hitler regime 2.0, because I think Alex is German. So that's what she was experiencing, dealing with this white woman. And it's sad that she basically preyed upon the fact that these women did not have their papers, that they had their passports on standby, and you literally engaged in false imprisonment by saying, I'm not letting you leave if you don't give me this $200 back. I'm going to hold on to your passport, even though you were stealing money from them. But this is who Dusty Dan has around his Elling wife. This is who he has. And it's disturbing to me that you have all these white-owned media companies that are talking about, oh, this is a love story and he's working so hard. But if you go to videos like Chronicle Speaks, see, Chronicle Speaks, she's more, you know, diverse with this YouTube-ish than I am. She went deep. She saw that the real estate, this wasn't right, and this was at $7 million here, and taking money out of her house and reselling B's house that she bought for $400,000 and reselling it for $7 million cash, and then getting this. So she's able to see all that stuff. Me, I see a story and I just talk about it. But you need to go check out her video because she went more in depth. But the combination of all these YouTubers on YouTube who are telling you how this person is, and some of y'all are still stuck on this, oh, well, she ain't being mistreated, is she? Oh, well, you don't know what this black man had to go through. Well, you don't know this and you don't know that. We have the information here. And so, you know, hopefully somebody is able to reach out to her brothers. I would be interested in having her brothers on the channel. I don't know if her brothers are alive, though. And there's kind of some misinformation going on because, you know, in some ends, you'll see where they'll say B.Smith was the only child. So I don't know if these brothers are her half siblings. I don't know, but I really hope somebody can get in contact with them because I'd like to ask them some questions. But I also saw some legal documentation before where Dan Gatsby was suing to keep someone away. I don't know if those people that he sued were the family members, but it looked like he was, it wasn't a criminal like sort of case. It was civil. I think he was trying to get a restraining order. So he could have gotten potentially alleged, okay, restraining orders against her family. We don't know, but I do want to have them on the channel. So do you guys have any questions about what the maid says? These things are kind of going pretty fast. Yeah, let's definitely get B some help. I was reluctant about getting, you know, adult protective services involved because the thing is this, I understand that people who are suffering from Alzheimer's, that they don't like to be taken out of their element. They don't like to go in places where it's unfamiliar for them. And that's the only reason why I was kind of reluctant, where I was like, dang, I don't know if I should like have them get involved, because I'm just like, I don't want her taken out of that environment. But if she's being physically abused and having her hand slapped like a little kid, like, don't touch that, when you could have just took the item away, and you did that like in front of her longtime friend, and it's like that behavior is normalized. And so I just don't think that what's his name, Dusty Dan, is competent to take care of her, because he has displayed that clearly he is clearly he is displaying that he is allowing her to be physically assaulted if she does something that which is out of her control. So I want to show you guys this page really fast so that you can have the number for your own knowledge. So this is the Adult Protective Services for the state of New York. This is the hotline that you can call. And I really think at this point, B probably needs a guardian. I actually did a video about Stephanie Adams. And with Stephanie Adams, her aunt, her great aunt, I'm sorry if you guys hear the airplane coming over, but her great aunt actually suffered from Alzheimer's, and she would have a makeup artist come in weekly. She would get her hair done weekly. She would buy her new clothes. She set out a short-term care plan for her and a long-term care plan. And she had to get co-guardianship because her great aunt's niece, which was Stephanie Adams' mom, actually was her guardian, but she was misusing her financially. So I think somebody independent of Dusty Dan needs to come in and kind of just assess the situation. I heard Oprah and several other people that used to have property in Southampton can't stand Dusty Dan. And you know what? That's why when you hear the daughter talk about, oh, well, nobody came out to see her, nobody cared. That's because Dusty Dan cut all them people off so that she could be isolated. He literally has isolated her from people who are going to give an independent opinion about how this situation is going down. And like Chronicle Speaks played in her video, you clearly heard where B.Smith said, I would move very slowly to get help from anyone. That lets you know that she wouldn't be okay with this dynamic. And a person that's okay with this dynamic when they become lucid, which is a state of cognitive, basically it's like a state of awareness for them where they're able to be aware of what they're thinking, they're aware of what they're saying. And during that state, when she is lucid, she is not okay with the behavior going on between Dusty Dan and Thot. So I just think people need to, somebody needs to look at this. I don't really know how I would take it if I have to come back on here and make another video about this and they claim that and let's not even, I don't want to manifest this, but I'm just saying, I don't want to come on here and have to make a video where they say something happened to B that was fatal. And, all of us could have done something or could have started some sort of like, I don't know, like a movement or something needs to take place aside from, people just kind of sharing this on Twitter. I really want people to feel motivated to call Adult Protective Services. But then again, you also have to look at it. I really can't see the legal system trying to take the funds out of the hands of this white woman, because you have to think about it. This is why you see a lot of these white-owned media companies co-signing this, because his mistress is white. But if you look at Dame Barbara Windsor, she's also suffering from Alzheimer's. Her husband has full care. You don't hear nothing about him having no black mistress. And so I just feel like if the tables were flipped and he got a black mistress, everybody would be just destroying that black woman. But because the mistress is white, it seems like people aren't really caring. Okay, Chronicle Speaks. What's the name of the petition? Let me look it up. Because I think I saw somebody that made a petition, but I don't know if it's a change.org petition. Oh my God, what on earth? Okay. They started a petition to get her to be Aunt Jemima. See, that's the kind of dumb ish that I'm talking about. Thank you so much, Wilco. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Salute. They probably have B in an empty room. They do have her in a room by herself, Cassandra. I made a post about this where I showed a screenshot where they had her basically she fell out the bed because Dusty Dan was upstairs, and while he was upstairs, which I'm assuming Alex has a room upstairs too, they were upstairs and she ended up falling out of the bed, and he said it sounded like a loud crash. I don't understand why a person that is suffering from Alzheimer's, why you would have them in a room by themselves where they could clearly hurt themselves, at least be in a room next to her, but you just put her in a room knowing that she's going to run away or do whatever it is that she does, and you don't care enough to check in on her. I don't think it's a change.org either. Oh, excuse me, either. What am I saying? I don't think it's a change.org either. I'll look. Okay, because I'm wondering, like, press 1 if you think a petition should be made. And basically what I want to petition is that somebody just go and assess the situation. That's pretty much what I want to petition, because the alternative of her being removed from the home is her being put in a facility. Do you guys feel like her being put in a facility where she's like unfamiliar is a better option? I won't delete this live. It'll stay up. I don't delete my lives, so I just leave them unlisted. Y'all always ask why you put your lives off. I literally had a live blocked because they said on copyright grounds. So that's why I have to unlist them, because all these, I don't want no strikes on my channel. My videos are strike prone. Okay, somebody says start a petition. Why doesn't she have bed rails? I don't even know if she has a hospital grade bed, because I think when they have Alzheimer's and they're living at home, they have to have a hospital grade bed that allows them to, you know, it prevents them from just easily falling out the bed. And I actually went on his Instagram before, and I saw a bed on there, and it didn't look like a hospital grade one that has, you know, the bars on it and the different set. Hold on, there needs to be a petition. That way he is going to go that the way he is going about the death threats. Yeah, I agree. And you know what? It's crazy because every time I think about that video that I showed you guys of the way his daughter was pulling on B, I should have knew then and there something wasn't right, because I could tell B was agitated by the way she was tugging on her and playing with her, and I just didn't like seeing that. So to, you know, now hear that this is going on, I'm just like, I don't want to say I feel guilty, but I just know that what I know now, something has to be done. It's a petition on petition24.com. Okay, let me petition 24 B.Smith. And I have to admit, I was wrong, because what I used to think was all these people is reaching while they're starting to petition. I was wrong to think that. These people obviously saw something more than what I saw, and I guess I was in denial. So this person has a petition here. I think we need one on change.org, because I don't know too many people that are starting petitions on petition 24. I don't even know any people that know about petition 24. She will have 24-hour care. Okay. How can we sign? Maybe I'll just be the one to start the petition, because, you know, nobody started the petition on change.org, or someone else could start it. It doesn't have to be me. She needs professionals to take care of her, not narcissists. I agree. But I think, honestly, I don't think that people want to, and people as in, you know, Dusty Dan and Dusty Dana, I don't think that they really want to be able to get her into a facility, because they're gonna have to pay some coin. And right now they're able to have her like in their close proximity, which prevents her from getting the ample care, and it prevents them from having to shell out all this extra money that I'm sure that they don't want to do. She can receive an independent healthcare provider. She needs 24-hour care. Oh my, why are they doing her like, yeah, I don't know. They all plan a situation together, investigate this. And the daughter's too old for this. The daughter's 32. So it's like, God dang, bro, you don't even have any empathy whatsoever. Alex, I think she should be removed from her house, because again, if you show the videos, unless Dusty Dan comes out and, you know, hey, he might come out with some crumpled up documents and say, hey, B signed this here. She said she was okay with it. But unless he comes out with some documents that says that she signed off and said, hey, I will be okay with this. When you see the interviews, when you see them talking about her being lucid, that totally conflicts with his statements of her being okay with this. It just sounds like that he is lying to people to say that she was okay with this. But you know dang well she would not be okay with this situation. An ombudsman needs to, yes, I agree. He was on The View as well. I don't understand why Dan said he would want his daughter in care if he had that issue, but he wouldn't do it for his wife, right? Exactly. And I think a person asked this good question. You really need to ask him, if B was sick, if this was okay, if B wasn't sick and what you're doing is right and she wants you to be happy, if she wasn't sick, would you even be effing with Alex? And I saw somewhere else where he clearly stated he probably wouldn't even be dealing with her if that was the case. Where is her family? We don't know. Dusty Dan sold her 2007 for, yes, I saw that on Chronicle Speaks channel. Exactly. That's what Chronicle Speaks. Yes. I don't believe she said she agreed. Yeah, I don't think so either. But somebody said I'll be her living caregiver for free. And, you know, and again, I'm not taking away from what he's going through. I know what he's going through is harsh. That has to be hectic for one person to have to deal with. I couldn't imagine having to endure that. But the way that you're going about it is really effed up. Yes, y'all need to put y'all wills together. Y'all need to think about having kids, because if you get a Dana as your stepdaughter, and I'm sorry, but I told y'all, this is why I don't F with men that have kids, because their kids are loyal to them. Their kids are never going to be loyal to you. Their kids are never going to protect you and have your vested interest the way that they have it for their father. So it's like, dating a man with kids is for the birds for me. I don't want to do that. B said it was okay. Then she said, would have said it when they did that interview. B said it was okay. Then she said, what? Okay, I don't know what that means. I'm sorry. He would not be dealing with her publicly, right? Yeah, I think she needs some sort of home health aid nurse. She needs somebody that specializes in Alzheimer's care, because this bullcrap is insane. But anyways, you guys, let me know what you think about what the ex nanny had to say, and give me your thoughts about that. I'm going to try to pull some things together to see, like, if people are interested in starting a petition on change.org, just so that that situation can be evaluated, because it just doesn't seem right to me, this whole press run and all this bull crap. And if I'm able to reach out to the brothers somehow and bring them on, I'll try to do that. But I appreciate you guys for supporting the channel and supporting other channels that are, giving all this information on the story. Because to me, it's not really about getting the views on this. It's just about me bringing awareness to her. And if other YouTubers come out and speak about it, it makes it easier for her to get help. And it's just sad that when you see some of these black male channels on here co-signing this, and some of these gay black men co-signing this, that's what I don't, it's just like, wow. And shout out to the Scorpion Show, because they understand it, they get it. But these other men on YouTube, I promise you, I'm just like, some of y'all really need to get y'all soul together. But anyways, you guys, please make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share, and I'll talk to you guys in my next video. Bye.